signs reading, get caught up on the energy, see how everyone's doing. Oh, for Leo season, I got little fiery nails. I was like, I gotta do something. Like, most of my friends are Leos. We gotta celebrate all these birthdays in, like, this short span of time. Um, so, yes, I'm ready for it. I love that fiery energy that's happening. I mean, I think we all feel it collectively when that sun goes into Leo and everybody's just like, you know what, I'm gonna speak my damn mind. How about that? Catch me outside. And that's a collective thing. It's like it's when we're all kind of sitting in that Leo energy, no matter where it is in your chart. And I think the new moon is going to be in Virgo. I gotta double check that, but that's also another pretty grounding energy. You know, we're being faced with, just being forthright. And I think that's kind of a beautiful thing on a collective level. I feel like everyone's just kind of like, let's be forthright. Let's just you know? So, yeah. My friend literally just texted me. She's like, it's my birthday. I'm like, yes. Birthday. Okay, sorry. I'm in a mood. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, no. Okay. So, evens, mystery, reading between the lines, intuition. The Galactic Federation, collaboration, meetings, and community. Alpha Draconians, corruption, unethical behavior, and cults. So what I'm seeing here is, it looks like you're reading between the lines certain energies that you surround yourself with. This could be in regards to like work, friends, family. There just seems to be some like somebody here kind of posing as like a holy person, but they're kind of really actually a reptilian. And I mean, we see that in religious leaders all over the world, right? Like this false moral superiority. Whoa. English is not easy, guys. Okay, so yeah, dude, this like a false persona. That's what I'm saying, a false persona. And you're reading between the lines, you're picking it up, seeing it for what it is. And this could even be in relationships. Sometimes we end up in relationships with people because it just feels awfully close. But sometimes we end up in relationships with people who come off like one way, and then you find out a bit later that like they're facing some demons or they got some shit going on. Actually, I would have to say that happens like every time I've ever dated, which is a lot of like, nah, better off not. But yeah, there's like, it's like uncovering the shadow under the light, Every light has a shadow. And the ones who hide the shadow are the ones I'm the most skeptical of, because I feel like your shadow self is not something to be hidden or ashamed of. It's something to be integrated and understood. When you know yourself, you know every facet of yourself. You know everything. Shuffle this deck a few times. Okay. Down the rabbit hole we go. Let's see. Hey. Okay. These are just boring. Okay, hold up, gangstas. They just fine. It's okay. And there's a whole ass message for you today. Okay. So I like to do the ones that I can see first and then the ones that I need to flip last. because I feel like, I'm drawn to them first, so there's a reason for that. No coincidences. So, Three of Swords tells me in your recent past you may have experienced like heartbreak, something that just felt, when I say the Three of Swords, I feel like this energy of like your whole heart just being ripped right through. Maybe not even just once, maybe a few times, just feeling like this. And it reminds me of this quote that I once saw, and it said, you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens, right? And when I heard that, I was like, that doesn't make sense, But then when I experienced it, it made sense. And that's kind of how I feel a lot of these spiritual experiences are. It's like you can't just hear it; you gotta experience it. And then once you experience it, that's where you stay. With the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like you're not able to get this out of your mind. You ruminate about it. You're not able to get to the Four of Swords. Like you're still kind of stuck in that Three of Swords, and which is causing a conflict inside of yourself with this Five of Wands. And it's just kind of like lingering, dwelling in this heartbreak, right? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I'm feeling super fortunate about whatever's taking place here. I see that. I'm feeling kind of unlucky. It feels like in regards to love. There's a lot of hurt in this. Could be Gemini I'm talking to or about with the Lovers, because it's the only card that's out of place here. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, needing to let something go, needing to drop something that felt like emotional and spiritual abundance to you. With the Ten of Swords, this is feeling betrayed. It goes back to that Three of Swords, that betrayal, that heartbreak. And kind of bringing an end to a cycle. Coming back to the Lovers card, I want to clarify that because it's so out of place. Like I'm seeing hurt, and then love. So I'm saying you could be dealing with a Gemini. Gemini's, as much as I love Geminis, I've dated a Gemini. I have a lot of friends who are Geminis. There is this thing about them that can sometimes be very they experience the polarity a lot. And so you don't really ever know where you stand with a Gemini, unfortunately. That's, like, at least in regards to a relationship. Part of me is feeling, though, that, because what I'm seeing here is I'm looking at the twins in the Lovers card. And it's Major Arcana love, so this could be heartache that is derived from your twin flame also. So let's see. Like just the hurt that's kind of that you've experienced along the way, I'm going to clarify this Lovers card. And we have 10-10. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, saying there will be endings and new beginnings. That's not something I will ignore either in regards to this Lovers card. This could say like you needed to let go of something very painful in order to embrace this. So let's see. Oh shit. Oh damn, you're breaking your own heart. Okay. So, King of Cups, My boy's in love. Page of Oysters in reverse tells me but not making any moves. And that's what's kind of hurting. Hurting for certain. Well, let's see why. It's almost like a self-betrayal. Almost like refusing to make a move, maybe intimidated, scared, not knowing how. Maybe you've had your heart broken in the past, and that's what is terrifying you in regards to moving forward, right? That's fair. Yeah, so we have the Tower here. This situation has caused a tower in your life, right? Which we've been kind of seeing in the beginning of this reading. There definitely is this tower energy. Page of Wands, Page of Peppermills, tells me eventually you will speak your mind or your truth on this. With the Five of Cups, it shows me that you've been so focused on love that ran out or love that isn't there for you that you kind of ignore the cups that are actually full right behind you. You kind of ignore the love that's right there because you're so hyper fixated on the hurt. It's like you're just ignoring it. You don't see it. Ace of Wands, you have a passionate beginning though. Oh wait, it's not Ace of Wands, it's Ace of Swords. That's a breakthrough. Right? That's like taking your sword and your crown and kind of stepping into place here. Ace of Swords is a breakthrough. Let's talk about the breakthrough. Break on through to the other side. Eight of Swords, there's something you're not seeing here. Queen of Wands. It literally draws me back to the Five of Cups, where you're just not seeing this love right behind you. It's right there. You're so focused on the one that you're wasting your affections on. You're just not seeing it. She's just chilling there. She's like, bro, I'm right here. Oh my gosh, I keep saying Wands. That's Ace of, or Queen of Swords. I'm so sorry. The flamingos and the peppermills kind of throw me off. They always change the suit names, but the suits are always the same, you know. It's Queen of Swords. I'm so sorry. Queen of Swords could be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whatever the case is, there's something you're not seeing, and you're just not seeing them. That's what I'm feeling. You're just not seeing them. They're like right there. The Eight of Swords is also kind of a refusal too. It's kind of like binding your own self up, or kind of refusing to see what it is because maybe you're afraid of that truth. Maybe that's an intimidating truth for you. Eight of Swords, let's clarify that. Six of Pentacles, you don't see all that they do for you, or you don't acknowledge it. Six of Wands in reverse is telling me literally the same thing. Like, this is somebody who gives to you energetically, somebody who's there for you, supports you, loves you. And it's like, you're so focused on your past hurts that you literally just refuse to see it. Refuse to see it. Refuse to acknowledge it. Why? This one kind of flipped up, so I'm going to take that one too. Ace of Pentacles, you're being offered something here, and it looks like an offering from the divine, right? Same with the Ace of Flamingos. That's Spirit's hand in this, offering something. Could be wealth. Could be a breakthrough in your situation. Five of Pentacles in reverse, you will not be left out in the cold. Four of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think that you like doing this by yourself. You know, you may say like you're comfortable with how things are or whatever. I think at the end of the day though, you just feel alone with all the things that you have, right? You just have things. That emotional abundance. I feel like you don't really feel like you have somebody to share it with, or you're refusing to see the person there who wants to share it with you. The moon in reverse is the sun. Also, it's kind of going back to a refusal to see something, or a refusal to look. Judgment in reverse, like you don't want to have to make a decision. You think it's just easier to not make any decisions. If you make no decisions, then you've made no mistakes, right? You got 555 on the board. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Hats, or 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. If you don't plant your seeds, you don't get your harvest. And then you starve all winter long. That's what it's saying. Even sowing your wild oats is something, right? But you're not planting seeds. You're not thinking about anything outside of your own subjective universe. And ironically, it's causing more heartache and tower moments in your life. The very things that you're trying to avoid by not looking or connecting to this. It's literally causing towers in your life. And it's causing you to go through some shit because of this refusal to acknowledge what's right there. You know, I almost want to tell you that I have no advice for you. Because I feel like any advice I give you will fall on deaf ears, if I'm being honest. Because I think you're just so stuck in this. You're so stuck in that victim mindset that you will not see. You won't even attempt out of fear and doubt and insecurity. The very thing that I would call the devil. You know, if I were to call the devil anything, it's fear, doubt, and insecurity. The very spirit of it, the very essence of it. You choose your master. Either love or fear, right? At the end of the day, we choose our master. There's no living a life without making that choice. Wake up. It's your moment. It's time. You've been sleeping. Sleeping on your blessings. That's crazy. Law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. Alright? There's some stupid rules that we confine ourselves to that are not actually fair. One that's really coming to mind in this would be, let me give you an example from my own perspective, right? So, I had a friend, and her and this guy, they went on one date, right? And they didn't really connect, you know. She told him she's very polyamorous, you know, she'll contact him when she contacts him, you know, whatever, and then she ghosts him, and then she's like, I'm not that into this guy, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I ended up working with him and hanging out with him every single day, and we were laughing and vibing and the whole thing, right? My friend had literally no interest in this guy. Not even enough to respond to a text, you know? And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ask this dude out on a date. I don't care, you know, because they didn't care, right? But then that friend got mad and was like, I liked him. That was the guy I was dating, right? And here's where I had to harshly disagree with my own friend. You know, even though that whole thing didn't even work out for me and him, which is fine. It was something I did need for the moment, though. And, but I think there are some rules that are kind of stupid like that. Like, if your friend dates somebody, doesn't like them, and ghosts them, and now nobody else is allowed to date them because that friend went on one date with them. You know, to me, there are certain rules or, you know, certain guidelines that we stick to for the sake of being moral or whatever. But is there really morality in that? You know, like, she didn't love him. She couldn't love him. And would deny him a person that could. I think that's the opposite of loving somebody. You know, trying to restrict somebody from experiencing love. I feel a similar situation here. Going back to the first card that came out, the Three of Swords. 3. This could be a third party situation, you know? Maybe you're like in love with your friend's ex or something and you're trying to not be, you know, that's the conflict. You're trying not to see this. You're trying not to invest in it. You're trying, you know, but there's something here that's just not fair about this situation. And I think you need to look at it clearly, right? Like, just because one person was unable to love them, they're not owned by that person. You know, they're not owned. And I believe that real love should thrive. Real love deserves desire. And I don't feel like people who throw other people away are that in love with them. And I don't think that it actually hurts them to lose them. I think it hurts their ego to see them be happy with somebody else. That's what I think. But your life is your life. And like I said, you probably won't even take this advice. So, that's fine. I'm just here to do the reading. I don't care if you take the advice or not. It will have no effect on my life. Mahavidya. No matter how logical an approach may seem or how sensible it may be, there are times when the heart nudges us toward a different way. Have the courage to be moved by your heart along untried paths that resonate, whatever the logical mind has to say about them. You are outgrowing a problem and birthing a superior outcome. Krishna. You can have what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all concerns as a prayer offering to the divine. All can then be resolved and shall manifest according to loving and generous grace. Bhuvaneshwari. She is the rising sun, marking the end of darkness, and the replenishment of life force after illness or devastation. She creates a clean slate and a fresh start. She protects and preserves that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, attracting to us the most supportive and honoring circumstances. Bhadrakali. There's not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. Sometimes the need is simply to let go. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves and is attempting to draw you in, does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. And that goes back to kind of what I was saying. Like, if you really feel that your happiness is not nearly as important as this egoic moral superiority, then by all means ignore all my advice. I just feel that you could be happy. You could have something that deeply resonates with your soul, something that I feel you actually want. King of Cups. I feel you actually want this, right? Let's look at that. The Lovers, King of Cups. You won't say it because you're scared. And that's like, how do I give you advice in that situation when you're just too scared? It's almost like you'd rather sit here and beat yourself up in your mind than ever actually know the truth about what if you actually followed your heart? What if you actually did the thing that felt right to you? The thing that brings you into alignment with your actual happiness. And I'm not saying that people bring you happiness. I'm saying that dwelling on your misery will not. And not allowing yourself to move forward in life because you've been hurt, I don't think that will bring you happiness either. Holding yourself back is kind of the opposite, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Tristan and Isolde, but Isolde told Tristan this thing. that kind of stuck with me. And I'm going to badly paraphrase it because I don't have the quote right in front of me, but she said, love was created by God, and to reject love is to reject God. I kind of believe that, you know. I feel that essence of love, you know, and I think that's why it's important to choose careers and things that really help you dive into the essence of being loved. You know, it's not so much about just loving people, so much as it is becoming love. Tough love, soft love, all the loves, you know. And so, be love and everything else will fall into place. Stop resisting your destiny. That's all the universe is asking of you. Stop resisting your destiny. Or do. I don't know, because you might just choose to do that. That's what... Y'all are exhausting, okay? Like, do what you gotta do. How about that? Because I feel this energy over this. But this and but that, but I can't because of this and I can't because... Guess what, chicken butt? Nor I nor the universe give a fuck about the what ifs. We see. We see. You know what? Are you gonna be like 98 years old on your deathbed thinking, man, I'm really glad I didn't choose the love of my life because my friend really needed me not to. I don't know. I think a real friend who doesn't love that person, obviously, they don't love that person. I think a real friend would want you to be happy, would want their ex to be happy, even. I want my exes to be happy, even if that meant with my own best friend. You understand? There's a level of a toxic mindset here where if I can't have this person, nobody else can. And I feel like you're feeding into that energy, which is adding you to the cycle of narcissistic abuse, actually. But what do I know? I only study this shit every day. So yeah, I mean, do what you gotta do. Be what you gotta be. Gotta get on to the next reading. Namaste, I love you guys. Have a good day.